They do not want to make Memphis safe again. Trump sending the federal government and the National Guard into Memphis, Tennessee is not about the safety of the citizens. Because if they cared about the safety of the citizens, that $100 million that they took and invested into the infiltration of Memphis, they would have put that same money into MPD, into getting more police officers, into getting more police to get them more cars, to get them certified trainings, to build community centers in the community, to build grocery stores, to put more jobs into the community, to put that money back into the schools, into aftercare programs, so that the kids will have somewhere to go to occupy their time, so they would not turn to the streets, and to getting guns, illegal guns, off the streets. If they really want to make Memphis safe again, they would not be harassing everyday working people for tint cracks in their windshield or whatever petty things that these people are pulling people over for. It's about keeping you scared. It's about making you silent, and they want to intimidate you. Because to the citizens and the people who live in Memphis, Tennessee, who live in DeSoto County, or just the Mid-South area in general, have we not noticed that even before the election, Donald Trump had billboards in Memphis? Nobody thought that was weird, all them billboards of Donald Trump around the city. This is a majority black city, a Democratic city. Why do we have billboards of Donald Trump in the city? And now that Charlie Kirk is dead, we have Charlie Kirk billboards in the city. So whatever plans they have for Memphis, they've obviously been plotting on Memphis for a long time. I guess that's why Elon Musk is here, but I digress. Because let's also talk about the fact that 201 is a shit show right now. 201 is overcrowded. People are dying in 201. And if you don't know what 201 is, that is the jail in Memphis, in downtown Memphis. People are dying. If they wanted to make Memphis safe again, they would build a better jail system. And I'm saying all these things because I'm seeing my fellow black people saying, oh, well, I mean, hey, I can't even be mad. I can finally go outside. And it is true. And it's sad that you can't go outside and you don't feel comfortable going outside. But don't thank Donald Trump. You need to go to your representatives in the Shelby County government and demand for them to put more money into the actual systems of government that keep the community safe. Because MPD has been a shit show for a minute. They get no respect in the streets. I'm talking about, everybody know that you can do whatever you want to do in Memphis, but you better not cross state lines. You better not go in Mississippi with that. Why? Because Mississippi police do their job. MPD does not. You have the boys in Mississippi who want to be fake gangster. They go across state lines to Memphis to commit their crimes. When I was in high school, that's what they was doing. They be cool in Mississippi and South Haven and go to Memphis and show their ass and think that make them tough. So like people saying, oh, I'm not political and I don't believe and I don't get it, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to. Because when you're not political and you don't pay attention to that, that doesn't make you cool. That makes you ignorant. That makes you an idiot. Because this is when, because look what happens when you're not political, when you don't pay attention, when you don't demand things from your representatives, when you don't go to your town hall meetings, when you don't teach your kids. We have to do better, and we have to open our eyes to what's going on. Because with a man like Donald Trump in office, if the government doesn't do anything to stop him, it's gonna have to be us. And when y'all not focused and y'all don't understand what's really going on, that's how we continue to get fucked. Come on now, this is Memphis, Tennessee. I am a man. Dr. Martin Luther King murdered in the city. for y'all to not be into politics, to not pay attention, to be thanking Donald Trump for invading the city when he doing something that they should have been doing. Come on now.
This sister is literally admitting that Trump is doing what the city should have been doing. She is admitted that nobody respects the police officers. She is admitting that you have a jail within her city where people are dying. The question with that is, who's committing the murders? It's not an invasion because that is a U.S. city and Donald Trump is the president over the entire country. So when you say we should be looking to our local leaders and demanding that they do something, I agree with you. But you see, they haven't. They've done nothing. They let the crime continue. They didn't strengthen their police departments. And also, we can't ignore the fact that in many cities across the United States, they were screaming, defund the police, defund the police. Maybe that's what happened. So you see, if we didn't want the president to invade our cities, then two things could have been done to avoid this so-called invasion. One, we as a people could have done better, starting with having children in wedlock, starting with parenting our children, because a lot of these crimes are being committed by fatherless children. We could have demanded that our politicians do better, like this sister said. By the way, this video is not to bash this sister, but to challenge what's being said, because I know a lot of people who are thinking in this manner but are still dancing around the truth, because sprinkled in what she said is the truth that local leaders did nothing. One of the things she said in this video was that, you know, it's strange that Trump had billboards up in Memphis when he was running for election. This is a democratic city. We're Democrats. There's nothing strange about someone running for president of the United States having a billboard in an American city. There's nothing strange about that.
Have we been told the truth? Have we embraced what is destructive? Have we strayed from the one who made us prosperous?
But what is strange is that you are in support of one party rule. What is strange is that you believe that this president and likely the other party is some type of threat to the Black community, is doing the Black community harm, when the one party that has been running your city for however long, the one party that you say your people support, did nothing about the terrorism, because it is terrorism happening in your community. So where is the real threat? We have been so blinded and deceived by this racism propaganda, because it is propaganda, that we are dancing around truth and not thinking logically. That's not a diss or a dig at this young lady, especially because I used to think the same way. I used to think the same way until you learn the truth. Until you stop letting this and CNN and MSNBC tell you what to think, rather than going to God and say, God, what is truth? What is true here? Help me to recognize the lies. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing straight. Maybe what I believed is wrong. If we could get to just that place, maybe what I believe is wrong. Like I said, being someone who used to think just like this young lady, and now being on the outside looking in, it is very strange that we think the biggest threat to us, to Black people, is the white supremacists. The biggest threat, documented threat, it has been our own people, and it's been our own mindset. And the excuse that I've heard people make is, well, this is because of historic racism. This is because of the history of slavery. To say that is basically to say that we don't have agency. We have no self-control. That is not empowerment. It actually robs you of the power to take control of your life. So is having the troops enter into a city to take control and to do the job that police officers aren't doing, that the city isn't doing, is that the best solution? It isn't. But you see, when someone is dying of a heart attack, right? They've been eating crazy all their life, processed food, all the stuff they shouldn't be eating. When they've been eating like that all of their lives, and then they have a heart attack, in the moment when they're in that emergency room and they're having a heart attack, that is not the time to try to put them on a treadmill. That is not the time to try to get them to eat healthy. That is a time to do what is necessary, because it's an emergency, to save their life. And the reality of the major cities where Trump is sending in troops is that we have people that are losing their lives. We have people being terrorized. That is not the time to go and build community centers. You have to first deal with the emergency at hand. And then go back and ask your local leaders, what have they done with the federal funding that was supposed to build the programs, that was supposed to be put into the schools? Right now is the time to stop the death. And while the death is being stopped, please go and ask your local leaders, what have they done with the federal funding that was meant to alleviate the crime in your communities?